Hi, and welcome to this week's Pick Your Pokemon Oracle card reading. We have 3 piles this week, each with its own selection of Oracle cards, which we will read along with this Kim Cran's Alchemy deck and my personal deck. Here's the selection we have for this week. We have the Galarian Darumaka, Altaria, and Wailmer. So go ahead and pick your Pokemon, fast forward to the timestamp for the one you chose, and I'll meet you there. All right, welcome Galarian Darumaka pile. Take a little closer look at this guy here. He's so cute. And we're going to go ahead and set him here for this. We'll go ahead and get set up a little bit. So we've got these Oracle cards, but first we're going to take one of these Alchemy cards as our clarifier and see a little more about what this reading is about. And we've got Mortification. This is the 5th stage of spiritual alchemy. It is the necessary death and decay of old patterns, old stories, old self-limiting beliefs. So you might be having a little bit of a death right now, and that's okay. I think that's, in my opinion, a good place to be. So let's see what else we got here. Life force energy. This is about taking care of yourself while you're in the midst of this death that you're experiencing. We are being conscious of what we consume. We're making sure that we're taking care of our body, and we're connecting with all of the gifts that we're constantly being given. And Rhiannon with inner strength. This is most definitely, I'm actually gonna put this up here. This is most definitely a time for inner strength. As someone who has spent plenty of time in the stage of mortification, I can tell you that inner strength is exactly what you need, and it's exactly what you it's exactly what this stage is showing you have. So even though this stage feels dark and like decayed, it's creating compost, it's creating rich soil for what's to come. This is a very necessary stage in rebirth. And it's also one that's rather uncomfortable, and you can't rush it. So you have to lean on your inner strength. We have psilocybin commune. Connect with your higher mind. This is how you tap into your inner strength, is by connecting with the your inner voice, your inner warrior, your inner guide. Commune with the forces that are at work here, because there are much greater forces than you at work here. We have tobacco offering. The quote I love from this card is offering up your actions as a gift to the divine. Know that you're sacrificing something. You're giving an offering here. You're allowing for the death of the old self so that you can step forward and be of service even more. And lavender with Weaver. We are connecting more deeply to the threads of not only our lives, but the lives around us, of the world, of the universe. And so understand that this experience you're having is just a thread in the greater tapestry of your life. The stone, anchor into your breath, anchor into your steadfastness, anchor into your strength. This is a time to really lean on your ability to ground and to connect with your vision. By connecting to your vision here, you are able to find a sense of purpose in this current ego death that you're experiencing. Know that for all of the things that you want in your life, for the life that you are manifesting for yourself, the life that you're building for yourself, it requires you to go through this death. This is just part of the process. So give this time as an offering. Give your old self as an offering and navigate it with a sense of purpose, with a sense of vision for what you want your life to be in the future, because your new life will cost you your old one, and your old one is dying right now. Let's take a few cards from my deck to get some more clarification on this reading. there might be some discomfort here with simply being, with connecting with your intuition and creating something new. And you might be nervous about being vulnerable when it comes to this overwhelming release and death that you're experiencing. You're needing to, oh, this might be a reading for me too. You're needing to connect with your feminine energy of receiving as this is happening, as opposed to being very much interconnected with hypervigilance, with being overprotective. You're used to things going wrong, but you get to create a new life for yourself where that might not be the case, where you can decide that that's not the case. And that doesn't mean you won't have hardships, but it does mean that you won't be attracting things or negative things to yourself because you've closed a chapter. Yeah. You're at the beginning of something, and you're more conscious than you've ever been. And that requires you to be a visionary of what you want for the future, being connected to your vision, being a visionary, anchoring into your vision of the future instead of putting all of your focus on the past, on grieving the past. And grief is normal, grief is necessary, but it's good to look at the past. It's not good to stare. And by staring, you're a little dissociated. There needs to be some self-care. There needs to be some connection with your inner world, because this is a very internal process that's happening right now. And there's so much possibility in it. There's so much possibility in it, but you have to open yourself to flow. And by focusing on the past, you are kind of closing yourself off to it. So the TLDR of this really is that you're going through a pretty big moment of death right now. You're letting go of a version of you from the past, and they're asking you to allow this part of you to die so that you can step into this new life that's ready for you. It's ready for you. It's ready for you to build something new. So ground your energy, connect with your inner strength, make sure that you're taking care of yourself, and understand that this is just a moment in a much bigger story. Make sure you're taking time to connect with not only your inner world, but with your higher mind, and offer up everything that's falling away as a gift to the divine, and which is a gift to yourself. Galarian Darumaka Pile, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon. Leave a comment. Tell me which Pokemon you picked. Tell me your story. Maybe this landed for some specific reason. I want to know. Tell me. Share with me. All right. Thank you. All right. Altaria Pile. This is you. Look at this beautiful card. The art on that is amazing. And I love that it's Magical Echo. Okay, let's set it over here and we can get started. First, I'm going to take a clarifier card from this Kim Kranz Alchemy deck. I absolutely love this deck. Oh, well, we got a couple, I guess. So we have glass. This is the gift of true perception. This is having practices that help you stay connected to what is true, what is real. Make sure that I organize here. It's connecting to clear vision. And the androgyne is about accepting contradictions, accepting that many things can be true at the same time, and accepting that maybe you don't know everything. Accepting that maybe you can just choose to know nothing today, which I absolutely love with this last card, Chaos. Chaos is the most potent point of the experiment. It's the seasoned alchemist knows that chaos is the point where everything is happening. So you just sit still and wait for clarity. I so am already getting this kind of message of getting the gift of true perception by deciding that you don't know. and allowing the clarity to come out one strand at a time, because right now things are happening and it's chaotic and you're not meant to be able to see it. You're not meant to know right now. We have Artemis with brave spirit. We are connecting to our inner strength, our inner wild. We are stepping into brave new territories and allowing ourselves to move boldly in ways we haven't before. So you're in a new area, you're in a new arena, which is why you can't see clearly, because you're in a new place. You don't have a map for this place yet. It's like a video game where you eventually have to find the map for the floor that you're on. And until then, you're kind of moving blind. You don't have the map yet. So just decide to know nothing and wait for the clarity to come to you, because it will. Share your gift. There's something that maybe you've been waiting for the right moment to share. And if we wait for the right moment, we'll be waiting forever. So in the meantime, until you know what's going on, which might be a minute, until you know what's going on, take this opportunity to share your passion fearlessly. You don't have to know which direction you're going in to know that you're moving in the right direction, right? Because if we're following our passions, if we're being of service, if we're sharing our gifts with other people, that's almost always the right direction. We have cordyceps with revival. Something is coming back to life here. Something's being regenerated. And that's, again, probably why you can't see what's going on. And I keep getting this card in my readings, which is one of the things that it says is life doesn't need to be fixed or clear at all times to be safe. And life doesn't need to be clear or fixed for you to share your gifts. If you're waiting for the perfect moment for you to share something you're ready to share, or maybe something that you don't feel like you're ready to share, but you know you need to, apparently that's important. This is the time. Be brave and do it. Higher consciousness. Your inner guide, your higher self is telling you something. And I think you're hearing it, but you're kind of avoiding it a little bit. But you know that it's time. You know that you're ready. You know. So let yourself know. Let yourself move in this direction and allow everything else to fall into place while you wait for it. And strength with motherwort. I love this. I love that there's so much strength here. And I also love that they're kind of in the same position. There's like birthing. Your higher self is birthing a new version of you. And this is a version you've never known before. So it's going to be confusing. It's going to be scary. It's going to be unknown. And that's the exciting thing about it. You can be excited about that. We have the ocean. This is the unconscious. This is, I'm going to kind of move some stuff around here a little bit. This is not trying to control the uncontrollable and allowing for everything to just be what it is without trying to control it. You don't have to know what something is to be able to move toward it. And here you're just not meant to have this clear vision is coming, but it's not here yet. And that's okay. It doesn't need to be here yet. You can still share your gifts. You can still allow this part of you to come back to life, because it's already happening. But any attempts you make to control it and to figure it out is actually leading you in the direction of resistance. By forcing, you're pulling it out of its flow. And we have the mountain, which is all about enjoying the journey. Enjoy the journey to finding out. Enjoy learning what it is you want to share, what it is you'd like to share. When we rush to the top, when we rush to the end, we rush to knowing, we miss the miner's magic. We miss all of the things that are inside of the mountain because we're so focused on reaching the top. Okay. You are moving toward unconditional love, acceptance, and trust, and deeper love and acceptance of yourself. By accepting your contradictions and accepting that you don't know everything, you are giving yourself the opportunity to step into a version of yourself that loves you in entirely new ways. Enjoy the process of becoming this person because it's a magical person and you should be very proud of all the work you've done to get here. This comes with a warning. And that warning is insatiability, trying to fill the void externally. There's this attempt, because of the discomfort of the chaos of the not knowing, trying to fill this void with things. It could be another person, it could be food, it could be substances, it could be a lot of different things. It could be Amazon packages, whatever it might be. The only thing that's going to fill that void is this deeper love, this deeper acceptance of self. So be conscious of what you're consuming, because it's almost like an overcompensation to make up for the fact that you feel kind of lost right now. See if there's any last messages for this one. Yeah. You need to trust yourself and trust the universe. By grasping, by distrusting, by attachment to outcome here, you're blocking your flow, and your flow is moving until you kind of pull yourself out of it. And when you allow, look what you get. Release, rebirth, renewal. So to TLDR this reading, you are coming back to life right now, and very soon will be given the gift of true perception. But you need to make sure that you're not allowing the chaos of the current moment to make you try to control the uncontrollable in a way that pulls your flow out of its flow. This means leaning on your higher self, leaning on your strength, being brave, and in the meantime, sharing your gifts with the world, because life doesn't need to be clear to be safe. You're moving towards deeper love and acceptance of yourself. So stop trying to fill the void, because you're the only thing that's going to fill the void. Trust yourself, trust the universe, and decide to know nothing today. Altaria Pile, thank you so much for joining me. Leave a comment. Let me know what Pokemon you picked. Let me know how this reading landed for you. Maybe there was something that came out of it that hit in the right way. I want to hear it. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you. Wailmer Pile, hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Here is a close-up of this card. Look at him, he's so cute. We have Gulp Down and Wave Splash. Let's pop him over here and we'll get started. First up, we're going to take one of these cards as a clarifier to get a little more insight into what this reading is about. It's about connecting to your breath, connecting to your body. Maybe that's something you need right now in the time you're in. Let's find out more. First, we have Face Your Shadow. You're ready to grow and transform, to move beyond where you've been, and that's going to require you to look at parts of yourself that you've suppressed or denied. Shadow work is humbling and also some of the most powerful work that I've ever done. I love doing shadow work so much that I do it with other people. I think that there's so much to gain from embracing and welcoming home the parts of ourselves that we'd rather believe didn't exist. Because when we integrate them, when we love them, when we have compassion for them, they tend to sabotage us a lot less. And we have more wholeness in the process. We have Earth Magic. So again, I feel there's they're really asking you to ground and to connect with your breath, connect with your body, get into nature, do things to make the process that you're in here of shadow work more easy. And you might not be consciously doing shadow work, but I would guess that there's something at least unconsciously happening in your life that's leading you in that direction. Whether it be just interactions and patterns you're witnessing, or maybe you're doing kind of internal family systems. There's a lot of different things. Somatic therapy. Blue Lotus with intuition. Yeah, I think you know that this is happening to some degree. There's this intuitive connection with what's happening, and they're asking you to trust it. Trust yourself. Trust what you're hearing. Connect to your breath and listen and hear what it is that's being said to you, because you're being given all of the tools you need to be able to do this work. Detachment. You might be so fixated on the outcome that you're not able to detach from the situation and see yourself kind of in a third person to understand what's happening. You might be too in the pattern to work on the pattern, but your intuition is trying to guide you into detachment. And again, you need to listen to it. You need to breathe. You need to connect. They're giving you a roadmap here. They're giving you a roadmap to how to do this work. And it so clearly is asking you to connect with and trust yourself. And we have Arnica, teacher. Yeah, I think this is your higher self. I think this is your intuition. There's something being taught to you, and maybe there's someone in your life that is acting as a teacher for you now, whether they know it or not. You're being taught, you're being given this, again, you're being taught how to use this roadmap to heal. This is a really big healing moment for you if you can sit down and take advantage of it. And I think you can. I absolutely think you can. The riddle. This is about let me rephrase that. This is about not trying to force finding an answer, not trying to solve what's happening, but experience what's happening. If I were doing this reading for myself, I would assume that this is about my over-intellectualization of my feelings. That when I trust my intuition and I detach and I listen to my inner teacher, when I connect with my breath, when I connect with the earth and I face what I've been avoiding, that's when the answers come to me. I can't find it logically. Bridge. This is about building a connection. Building a connection to your body, to your breath, to your higher self. That's your roadmap. And I know I've already said that like 3 or 4 times, but it's so clear that I just can't stop like reiterating it. We have the avoidant, denial, closed off avoidance. It's time to face those parts of yourself that you've been avoiding. They're ready. They're ready for you to make a bridge, to connect with them, to stop trying to find the right answer, stop trying to fix them, but to connect with them and hear what it is that they're trying to tell you. Because chances are they're trying to protect you from something. Second time today this card's come out. Lacking vulnerability and intimacy, not connecting to your feminine energy, not connecting to your intuition, your empathy, your creative energy, the energy of being rather than doing or forcing or making things happen. We have the vast selves and it came out cross. So you're somewhere in between limiting yourself to this idea of who you are and the idea that you could only be this one person, and embodying all of the different aspects of yourself. There are so many parts of you that want to come to the surface and be embodied and be shared with the world. And they're asking you to allow them to come forward. They exist for a reason. Learn what that reason is. See if there's anything else they want to add here. Oh, a few things. Okay. Sometimes if I don't know what direction is, I just kind of throw them and hope for the best. Okay. Can't make that up. Forcing, controlling, ignoring. These parts of yourselves don't want to be hidden anymore. They want to be embodied. They want their moment on the stage. There's an imbalance between head and heart, an attempt to logic over feeling and experience. And that's not going to work here. That's not going to work here. You have to let those parts come to the front. You might think of yourself as a victim of these circumstances. Simultaneously, the part of you that's wanting to be embodied might be a part of you that feels like a victim. It feels unseen, unheard, and disregarded. But hypervigilance is the protective measure that's coming out of this, and it's preventing you from being able to see and connect with everything else that's going on. So to TLDR this, it's time to connect with your breath, connect with the earth, connect with your intuition, connect with your higher self, connect with your body. Detach and look at the things you've been avoiding. Look at the things that you haven't wanted to be vulnerable enough to face, things you've been suppressing. Stop trying to force it or control it or logic over your feelings. This part of you feels unseen and unheard, and your hypervigilance isn't serving either of you. It's time to face it, baby, and you can do it. I know you can do it. Please, Wailmer Pile, leave a comment. Let me know how this landed for you. Maybe something came out of it. Maybe you had a realization. Tell me which Pokemon you picked. I would really love to know about the part of you that's ready to be seen. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time.